The crazy thing about IShowSpeed's biggest World Cup moment is that almost nobody saw it coming. A few years ago, he was known as the loudest streamer on YouTube, screaming at horror games, barking on live streams, and going viral for the most random moments imaginable. Fast forward to today, and somehow that same creator ended up standing on one of the biggest stages in sports, performing at the FIFA World Cup final closing ceremony in front of millions of people around the world. It sounds completely unbelievable, but it actually happened, making Speed one of the first major internet creators to become part of a World Cup ceremony in FIFA history. What's even crazier is that this wasn't some random invite that appeared overnight. This entire moment had been building for months without most people realizing it. Speed has always been obsessed with football. Whether it was his endless support for Cristiano Ronaldo, traveling across different countries to watch matches, or live streaming from packed stadiums, football slowly became one of the biggest parts of his content. Millions of fans originally laughed at how passionate he was, but over time that passion actually opened doors that almost no creator had ever walked through before. Earlier this year, Speed dropped his song Champions, hoping FIFA would notice it. At first, fans thought he was just doing what Speed always does, being loud and trying to go viral. But then something unexpected happened. FIFA actually responded publicly, and shortly afterward, the song was added to the official World Cup album. Suddenly, what looked like another internet stunt turned into something very real, and fans started wondering if something much bigger was happening behind the scenes. As the tournament got closer, Speed wasn't just posting reactions anymore. He was traveling around the World Cup, live streaming matches, meeting players, creating viral moments with fans, and bringing an entirely different audience into football. His broadcasts regularly pulled massive live viewership, with clips spreading all over TikTok, Instagram, X, and YouTube. FIFA clearly understood something that many traditional sports organizations had been slow to realize. Creators like Speed weren't just making content. They were introducing millions of younger viewers to the sport. Then came the announcement that shocked almost everyone. Speed would officially perform during the World Cup final closing ceremony. Think about how insane that really is. The World Cup is watched by billions across the globe, and instead of choosing only legendary musicians, FIFA decided to include one of the biggest internet personalities on the planet. That decision instantly divided fans. Some thought it was the perfect way to modernize football, while others believed a streamer had no place on such a historic stage. The pressure couldn't have been any higher. This wasn't a normal live stream where Speed could joke around or recover from a mistake. Every move would be watched by football fans, music fans, and millions of people who had never even heard of IShowSpeed before. One bad performance could have become the biggest embarrassment of his career. But at the same time, one great performance could completely change how creators are viewed by major sports organizations forever. But what happened next is the part that most people don't know. Behind the scenes, Speed had spent months preparing for this opportunity. Despite his reputation for being chaotic, people close to the event described him as taking rehearsals seriously because he understood just how massive this moment really was. This wasn't just another piece of content. It was the biggest audience he had ever performed in front of. Millions of people knew him as the guy who screamed on live streams, but now he had the chance to prove he could do something much bigger. When the ceremony finally began, social media exploded almost instantly. The second Speed appeared on screen, clips flooded every platform.
This is just different. This is just different, bro.
Some fans couldn't believe they were actually watching IShowSpeed perform during a FIFA World Cup final. Others thought it had to be fake until they saw official broadcasts posting the same footage. Within minutes, his name was trending worldwide as reactions poured in from every corner of the internet. One of the biggest reasons the moment went so viral wasn't just because Speed performed, it was because of how unexpected the collaboration felt. Just a few years ago, traditional media rarely took internet creators seriously. Streamers were often viewed as people who simply played games or reacted to videos online. But now, one of the biggest sports organizations in the world had placed a YouTuber at the center of one of football's biggest celebrations. It felt like proof that the entertainment industry had officially changed. Of course, not everyone loved it. Critics argued that FIFA should have focused entirely on established musicians or football legends instead of internet personalities. Some fans questioned whether creators deserved to share the same stage as global artists. But others pushed back immediately, pointing out that Speed had spent years building one of the largest audiences on the internet while introducing millions of younger fans to football. Whether people liked him or not, it was impossible to deny his impact. The numbers only made the story even crazier. Every clip from the ceremony generated millions of views within hours. Reaction channels covered the performance. Sports pages posted highlights. Music fans debated the song itself. Even people who had never watched a Speed livestream suddenly knew exactly who he was. Once again, Speed had managed to dominate the internet, but this time it wasn't because of a wild outburst or a funny clip. It was because he had reached a level that very few creators ever imagined was possible. And here's the part that makes this moment even bigger than most people realize. FIFA wasn't just rewarding Speed for having millions of subscribers. They were recognizing something much more valuable: influence. Whenever Speed visited a country, fans packed the streets. Whenever he attended a football match, clips from his streams often reached more people than traditional sports coverage aimed at younger audiences. His energy brought new eyes to the game, and that's something every major sports organization wants. Looking back, you can actually see the progression. First came the Ronaldo obsession. Then came traveling across Europe and South America. Then came live streams from stadiums around the world. After that came collaborations with football stars, appearances at major tournaments, and finally the official FIFA partnership. Each step seemed random while it was happening, but together they formed a path that led directly to one of the biggest moments of Speed's entire career. What makes this story so fascinating is that it completely changes the way people view internet creators. Years ago, nobody would have believed a YouTube streamer could become part of the World Cup itself. Now, it's reality. And after seeing how much attention Speed generated for the tournament, many fans are already wondering if this is only the beginning of an even bigger relationship between major sports organizations and online creators. By the time the performance ended, one thing was obvious. This wasn't just another viral moment. It was a turning point. Speed had gone from being known as an unpredictable internet personality to someone trusted with one of the biggest entertainment platforms on Earth. Whether people loved the performance or criticized it, everyone was talking about it. And in today's internet, attention is everything. What's even more impressive is how impossible this journey would have sounded just a few years ago. Remember, this is the same creator who built his career from chaotic live streams in his bedroom. He wasn't backed by a television network or a record label when he first started. He simply uploaded videos consistently, developed a personality nobody could ignore, and slowly built one of the most loyal fan bases on YouTube. Every crazy moment, every meme, every viral clip eventually stacked together into something much bigger than anyone expected. A lot of people think Speed's success is based purely on luck, but that's only part of the story. The reality is that he understands how to create moments people can't stop sharing. Whether it's meeting Cristiano Ronaldo, racing Olympic athletes, streaming from countries all over the world, or interacting with massive crowds, Speed constantly puts himself in situations where anything can happen. What started with a teenager screaming into a webcam eventually led to one of the biggest sporting stages in the world. Whether you're a fan of IShowSpeed or not, it's impossible to deny what this moment represents. It showed that the creator economy has reached a level nobody could have predicted, where streamers aren't just reacting to history, they're becoming part of it. And if this is the direction the internet is heading, then Speed's World Cup appearance may be remembered as the moment everything changed.